Sylvia Hutton. I can't get used to it.
Well, it'll take a while, probably.
How long have you been Sylvia Hutton? I mean,
a little over a year.
Professionally?
Professionally, well, I guess just a very few months, because it was just a few months ago that I got with World Class Talent and decided to do some road work again after about 5 years.
Let me do something with you.
Okay.
I do this on the radio sometimes, and I call it the hit association game. And what it is, it's free association. And I just name one of your hits, and you just tell me the first thing that comes into your mind.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Let's start with Snapshot.
Snapshot.
That was a #5 record for you in 1983.
The first thing that pops in my mind is I remember in the studio, if you remember the record, at the very, very beginning of the record, there's a sound of a camera snap. And I was in the studio by the microphone trying to do the camera snap right on the
well,
right time.
They had you doing the sound effects, too?
Yes, I did the little camera sound effect in the beginning.
So,
I don't know why that popped into my brain.
So if I go back and listen to that record, that's you, right?
That's me playing the camera.
#1 in 1982, in the summer of 1982, you had a #1 record called Nobody.
Oh, wow. Well, that's, gosh, what pops to mind? Well, the day that I recorded that song was the day that I heard it for the first time. That morning, Kai Fleming and Dennis Morgan came in to Pi Jim Music and said, "You got to hear this song. We just finished it. It's hot off the press." They had not even done a demo of it yet, and sat down and played it for me. And by the time the second chorus came around, I was singing along with them.
Your biggest song, right?
Definitely the biggest record I've had.
Wasn't that the biggest record of that year?
Yes, it was. It was... in fact, it sold over 1 million singles.
That year, I think it was the only Nashville record to go gold, single.
For 82, yes.
Yeah.
It ended up being BMI Song of the Year.
How about a song called Drifter?
The first time I heard Drifter, it was a ballad. It was real slow and pretty. Da, 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 da. It didn't have that kind of disco beat.
Why did you change it?
Well, I didn't change it. My producer at the time changed it, and I thought it was a bad idea, but I was wrong.
Yeah, it was a #1 record. You did a song. You did it, and I was trying to reconstruct this. Did you bring James Galway here to this show one night?
We were on here, I believe, yes. Boy, I'd almost forgotten about that.
Well, anyway, you made a recording of The Wayward Wind with him. Explain
Yes.
who he is.
James Galway is a wonderful flutist. He is just, I guess, maybe considered to be the best in the world. And I had no idea what kind of a person he would be. I kind of had this stereotype of someone who plays in an orchestra, maybe being very, formal and kind of maybe a little stuffy or whatever. And he was exactly the opposite. He's like a little leprechaun running around, and he was just a great sense of humor and real fun to work with.
Okay, we'll do one more here.
Okay.
You had a song that was #7 in 1981 called The Matador.
Oh, gosh. Well, actually, that was I made a video of that song. And it was, I've never really checked this out for sure, but it may have been the first country music video ever done. I don't know. It was among the first, if not the very first.
I know one of the first that was done. I know about it because we did it at WSM Television. It was Honey by Bobby Goldsboro.
Oh, yeah.
Which would have been in the early 70s.
Well, that wins.
But after that, there weren't many videos made in those days. There was no reason. We had no...
There was no CMT.
Yeah, we had no video jocks.
No.
But I'm sure yours was one of the early ones. Mm-hmm. Was it fun to make?
It was pretty fun. I had no idea what I was doing, but I guess nobody does the first time you do something like that.
Well, but needless to say, Sylvia's made some beautiful records, and I'm looking forward. I understand the songs that you're doing tonight were composed by you.
Yes, I wrote them with Verlin Thompson.
Okay. Now, pay attention. This portion of Nashville Now is brought to you by X-Lax. Every time they always laugh at this. And I want to say, well, okay, get it out of your system, but that would be redundant, wouldn't it? I have one more line.
I can't wait.
For regular people who sometimes aren't.